All right.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's our Monday night builder call. It is October, what is it? October 17th. And we are going to have Jill from Columbus, Indiana. She had a really cool event this weekend, so I wanted her to share about it. So take it away, Jill.
Hi there. Well, Lisa, I don't know if you remember, but on your page, you posted that someone had done this class where they called it a mystery shopper class.
Yep.
Do you
Yep.
So that's where we got the idea. And we really sort of followed those suggestions. We advertised pretty much on Facebook, but we all sort of have people that we talk to personally. And I have a group page, and when I send out the event invite, it goes to everyone in the group. And then I try to post every day something in the event, just so that it keeps it freshening. And then usually we all share it on our own personal pages and put out any invites that we think, other people that have talked to us about coming. But the class basically was, it was really fun. I think part of it was fun because the people that were there, they were just fun ladies. And I think it's on, I never can remember the name of that. It's not Share Oils, but it's one of the websites where you can order just the bottles and the labels that come with them. It's got the recipes and the labels and the bottles, spray bottles. So we had about 6, ended up, because we had so many people come, we thinned out the prizes a little bit because we wanted more people to have the opportunity to win a prize. So we had about 7 stations where eventually in the class, after winning tickets, they could go look at the prizes that were set up, and they were pretty much all do-it-yourself kind of things, except for one prize, which was the pedal diffuser. So in order to win the prizes, they put in tickets, and so we had to purchase the raffle tickets. We got the kind, that have the double, as far as you keep one part of it and then you put the other part in the thing. So you want to make sure that, they have both parts of the raffle ticket so that they can put one in the bag. We use just a little, like a little gift box thing that they could put their tickets in. But they got prizes for watching the videos that we posted in the event. They were just short educational videos. We gave tickets if they commented on the Facebook invite. They got tickets for bringing someone. They got tickets for coming. They got tickets for answering questions or sharing. Like if we asked for people to share about, their favorite oil and, what they loved about it, how it worked for them. And because we had like 7 people that had never been to a class or really didn't know anything about oils. I know, that was amazing. So it makes it a little bit difficult, as you guys know, when you have a class with people that know nothing, and then people that, have had some experience with oils. So, we just tried to touch lightly on basics. I actually used them in the Living magazine. This, I think it's the Fall Living magazine. It's got a really good article that it talks about I think it's, I'm going to look it up because I knew I wouldn't remember. Essential Oils for Beginners. And there's a 2-page article.
Oh, yeah.
And it has 9 oils, and then it has like basic terminology, methods of use, skin sensitivity. So I just used that magazine, and I had several of them, and just passed those out so that they could just, we didn't go through all those oils, but we did talk about just the basics. And then I had a little more material for people that had been to classes and knew about oils, that were more about how to make your own cleaning products, how to do some face. Yeah, there you go. That's it. It's real nice.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do more classes with that.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
saw that article. It's everything but oregano that's in the Family Essentials kit.
Yeah.
9 oils.
yeah, that's correct. So it was good. And then to share the oils, because there were like 3 other people on my team that were there. Beth Ann, Kelly, and Kim were all there. And so they shared, and when they shared, and then there were a couple other people that were knowledgeable about oils, then we just passed the oils around that they were talking about. And so that made it, that was their oil experience basically, rather than going through those 9 basic oils that a lot of people already knew.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing we did to win prizes was I just made a little game where I had 8 oils. They were like mystery oils in a little bottles, and then numbered them and passed them around.
Yeah.
And then they had to guess what oils they were.
Yeah,
which,
that's
is sort of hard to do.
Yeah, that is.
But anyway, they did it. The big winner got like 10 tickets, and for every oil they got correct, they got more tickets. So there were quite a few tickets that were handed out. And then after we talked and shared about that, then we just asked for any questions, and then sort of took a break where they could go look at the do-it-yourself oils that were made. They were spray bottles, and I included the spray hand cleaner with every station, and like a nasal inhaler, and then refills for a little tiny bottle of refill for all of the do-it-yourself oils or spray bottles that they had. It was like lavender, pillow freshener, room freshener, the toilet spray, all of those things. So, and then we had recipe sheets for those, so they knew how those were made. And then after they did that, they came back, and there was just a lot of good conversation and a lot of good questions. And after we drew the prizes, then and it worked out pretty well. Almost everybody that was new got something. Wow. And we had I had my wild orange there too, and so we shared that for people that didn't get anything. We tried to make everybody have something.
Nice.
So that was it. And then afterwards we just hung around because there were several of us. We could answer questions, and people had a lot of questions about the oils, and some people enrolled, 2 people enrolled, and or they're in the process of enrolling, and there were like 3 others that are really thinking about it. So we'll see.
That's great.
Yeah. Did everybody make the make and take? Was it like a make and take? Did everybody make the sprays and
it was
roller balls,
we did
or
not.
You just showed them things you could do, had them on display?
Right. We made them ahead of time so that we've done a couple make and takes, but this was not a make and take. It was just a shopping. They got to win the raffle tickets, and then they could shop for the products.
Okay.
So those were the prizes. Okay.
Yeah. And I did a sugar scrub, and, seriously, I think there were about 7 or 8, because Beth Ann set that up. So I didn't go in there and look, but it was either 7 or 8 different stations with a little box they could drop their tickets into. And then we drew from the box to see who won what.
Okay. So they didn't purchase anything. You didn't make a bunch of them to purchase. Those were all the prizes.
Yeah, we made that. Just decided that would be the freebie kind of thing.
That's cool. That's really cool. And that's more
Nice.
cost effective too. Because it takes some time, but more cost effective to make those things too.
Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like a lot of work, but it sounds like a lot of fun. That'd be a fun holiday event too, or something, in these November, December seasons, just ideas for people to give gifts, just to make gifts for others and things like that. So.
Right.
Cool.
So it's not something probably that you would want to spend, it wasn't terribly expensive, but when you figure the cost of the bottle and of some oil, mostly everything was water in it. So, the insides weren't too expensive, but when you buy the bottles and the labels and all of that,
right.
wasn't super cheap, but it really wasn't that bad. And it's something that we could do, like once a year or something.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. Were people really into like getting the tickets? Were they really trying to get them?
Yeah, it was sort of funny. They really, several people knew each other, and, it was like Sunday afternoon. I was surprised. I'd never done a Sunday afternoon class before.
Yeah.
And then it was like, they were out away from the kids, and, so they just were relaxed, and it was really fun. I think, like I said, partly because of the people that were there. They were just fun ladies, so that made it better even.
Good. Well, thanks for sharing. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. I mean, I've been to like events, like jewelry parties and different things where they've done tickets and things like that. But I think it's a great way seems to get them like more engaged, and then just show them how they can make all the great things too. So I love that.
Yeah, it turned out well. And it seemed like the ladies really enjoyed it. Yes.
Did you ladies have any questions about it? So that's posted on our there's an Oil for That business page. It's somewhere on there. If you just put in the search box, probably put like mystery class or mystery something.
Mystery shopper.
Yeah, it will come up. Do you all know how to search on Facebook page? Okay, good. Just want to make sure. I didn't know how to do it always, so I just want to make sure. It's like a little magnifying glass, and you can just type in a word and it will pop up. Well, thank you for sharing, Jill. I was excited to hear about that. So I don't know if I could pull it off, but I could try.
Oh, yeah. Really, you could. It was a lot of fun, and, I had a lot of help, so otherwise.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to do with your team, for sure. Okay. So I'm going to go into a couple announcements, and then I just want to talk about one little topic here, and then we can go into a couple questions too, because I know a couple of you had questions. Okay, I wanted to make sure that you know, and that leadership, and this is more Laura, leadership is available for, the tickets became available today for leadership. So if you hit silver by, was it January, I think? You can go to leadership, and it's in Orlando. So the tickets are live for that, Laura. So we want to start talking about the place and going and all that all those details eventually. You're the house hunter. So we could probably stay at the same place. I don't know if it's the same place. We could go to the same place as we did last year too.
Yeah, that was good.
Those worked out really well. So we can talk about that. So those of you that are wanting to go to leadership this year, it's for silver and above, and it's just basically convention, but smaller, because it's silver and above, and it's all like the leadership type things on how to develop your team and develop leadership skills. So it's awesome. So I'd love for as many people to go as possible. So got October, November, December. I think you just have to hit silver once to go. So possible to happen, and keep working for that. Okay. I also want to show, I posted on, I'm going to share really quick. Oh, I have too many things open. Hold on. See, way too many things open. Let me get back to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen because I wanted to show. Okay, I have like 5 million things open. All right, here we go. Share my screen here. I wanted to show you I just posted it in our group. Is the new stuff for like train by rank. So this is right here is train by rank, and so you can watch different videos for what you are wanting to, what rank you want to hit. So if you're elite, you can look at the train for premier for silver for gold. And these are just videos and different resources. And I was looking at the diamond one, and I thought it was really great, some of the questions they were asking. This is from Share Success. It's not, Edge. The reason why I like these is they're a little bit more in depth than the Edge. I love the Edge Success for the membership overviews and the business overviews, but I like these to get more details about training. So let's say you're trying to hit Premier. It's got, see if it comes up, a little video about it, and then it has like the tear sheet and some questions that you can ask. yourself for trying to hit that rank, okay? This is just a small little snippet of it. But these are available through Share Success. So you can download the guide right here. You don't have to pay for it, which I think is crazy amazing. So you can download the guide and send that to people that are trying to hit different ranks. So I wanted to share that with you because that just became available. And I think that's awesome. I'll take questions on that if you have some in a minute, but I also want to remind you of the challenge I have for this month is making sure you're keeping track of your membership overviews, because I'm going to be doing little prizes for how many membership overviews you do. So if you do 6 membership overviews, you'll get a 15 milliliter bottle of lavender, 9 for frankincense, and 14 you'll get an Immortelle. For the frankincense and the Immortelle, they have to actually set up an LRP after the membership, okay? For the lavender, the member overview just has to take place. So make sure you're keeping track of those. And there's a little bit more detail. This is the pinned post on our page, so you can take a look at that. Okay, so those were a couple announcements. So any questions about either of those things? No? Nothing?
Wait, so all 9 people have to get on LRP for the frankincense, and all, what was it, 11 people have to get on the other one?
I think I had 14, yeah. So like if you do the membership overview, in order to get, they have to get on some kind of LRP.
Okay, so everybody does.
Yeah, so for the lavender though, you just have to do the membership overviews. That's a gift. That's from me. That's not from doTERRA. That's from me, obviously.
Okay.
Trying to encourage people to do the membership overviews and reach out to people that they haven't done them with.
Right.
So yeah, and it can be people that you've already done them with and you're doing with them again.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a brand new person, you know, because some people you've done them with and then you like, I need to do it again, you know.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, so that's good. And I don't know, Cindy, if you know much about a membership overview quite yet, but I'm sure Jill can share more with you at some point. That's once you enroll somebody, you basically give them a membership overview, and maybe Jill or I don't know if Amy's, as active, but we could do one with you so you can kind of see what one looks like too. It's just kind of explaining the membership, all the benefits that you have, and helping people set up their loyalty rewards order.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Did the call you did or the recording you did the other day cover that? Is that something we can
Yes.
share, like with Cindy or somebody else, to see how that's done?
Yeah. So that call was basically just it did do a little bit of how to set one up, but it was like encouraging you to set up your membership overview. So if you look at it's in our group as well. It's just a video that you can send to people that haven't set up a membership overview. And I'm just really trying to encourage LRP, sorry. Set up your loyalty rewards order. And I showed the clip of like that doTERRA has of how to set up your loyalty rewards order on there. So I just made that for people to send out to people to encourage them to know how awesome the loyalty rewards program is.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to send. And you can make up your own too. I just did it for us, so people know how to do it. It's different than, there's a lot of them out there, but I think it's just different when it comes from yourself or it comes from, someone that you know versus someone you don't. So I wanted to share about those 2 things. And let's see, I wonder how much time we have left. Maybe on here, I've been listening a lot, and you've probably seen some of my posts with Brene Brown and Brene, I'm saying her name right, about vulnerability. And it's pretty empowering just to, I think I've listened to like her TED talk on vulnerability and shame. And then she did I just keep Googling it just because I think it's just so interesting to think about yourself and in your business. I was just thinking about vulnerability and just being vulnerable in your business and with sharing with people. So I was just going to open it up and to see what kind of thoughts you had and like, how does that play into your doTERRA business, like being vulnerable about yourself and being vulnerable about like the doTERRA oils?
Well, I can tap into this just a little bit because Ashley and I both follow Brene.
Yeah.
And she has a book series, actually quite a large one, that takes you through the process, not just her TED Talks, but there's an order to the books. And I know Anna Maria wanted the list, and so I'm going to get that from Ashley and post it in your group. But
great.
Not to answer your direct question, but I want to let everybody know that she is, if there's anybody that I follow religiously, it's her, and her books are amazing. Yeah, and like I said, there's an order to them, and they play into those TED Talks that she does too. She's a pretty a terrific force in personal development. When I listened, I wanted that vulnerability TED Talk because I had missed that one. It was interesting because that one led into the shame one.
Yes.
Yeah, one was based on her Houston talk where she went out on a kind of on a limb a little bit, and then she felt like she had to back up a little bit.
Right.
On the shame one. But anyway, I personally I don't know about you ladies, but what I find is going on in my personal life often directly impacts what's going on with my business, only because it's sometimes hard to separate because you require the time and the investment and everything else. So if for any reason over here I'm feeling vulnerable, I lose momentum in my business because I have to deal with that vulnerability and I have to handle that. I put energy into that, which takes energy away from my business. So yeah. So anyway, I don't know if that answers your question, but A, I wanted to let everybody know she has an amazing book series, and B, I enjoy.
She's great. I think, yeah, and I agree. Like, and that's why I think it's important. You know, when you're with doTERRA, you end up doing a lot of professional development because you're trying to be a better person yourself, and you're trying to help people live a better, healthier life. And it just kind of goes hand in hand with like trying to be the best version that you can be of yourself. So you start to hear about these different people and these different talks, and it's you know, it's an avenue. And if you don't have like things going well for yourself, you know, it's hard to do anything else for other people, you know. And as women, that's who we speak to all the time. We speak to women who are taking care of everybody else, but not themselves, right? You know, overall, there's a lot of people that are not doing that. So, you know, I always want to encourage my leaders to make sure you are taking care of yourself and you're doing the things you're doing, like taking the Lifelong Vitality, and make sure you're getting the rest and doing your workouts and spending time with your family. I know it's not always possible, but those are the most important things, you know. And that doTERRA is, sometimes you might feel like it's less, but it's going to lead to a better path in that area, you know. And it's okay if you are moving at a slower pace, or if you're moving at the exact pace that you want to go, because you're in the right place. You know, wherever you are, you're in the right place. But I think that's a struggle that we all have with being women and building a business and taking care of families and doing all those things. So I just wanted to just share about her. So if you have a chance to listen to any of her things, I think they'll help you professionally and personally. And I think they're good to share with other people and stuff too. So here's one of my little ones.
Hi. Hi.
Say good night. Love you. See you in the morning.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And I think, you know, you have to, you know, one of the things I feel vulnerable with, and I don't want to get, you know, too into it, but it's just like, I've gotten more about that, but just being honest about like who I am and my struggles. And that helps other people to know that, you know, what I've done to get through them or what I'm doing to get through them, but also being vulnerable to like put myself out there, like, you know, that I have this product that I'm sharing. And then also vulnerable to be like, this is what I'm doing for my job. I think there are a lot of people in doTERRA are even scared to say that they do this financially to make ends meet, you know?
Hey, Mom.
Yep.
Hey, peeps.
Say good night. All right.
Mom.
All right. So I think a lot of people are vulnerable even to say that they're doing like the business side of it, you know, and not to be vulnerable doing that. So, okay. My husband's like, get out. Good night. All right. So, anyhow, I think that that's hard to do sometimes, right? To put it out there with your friends and your family. I don't know, anybody thinking about that out there?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a constant struggle for me, just trying to manage, the naysayers, you know, keep away from the negative energy, constantly educate myself on what this business can do and has done for others. And what my purpose is, because regardless of what it's done for others, I still build my business based on, you know, what I'm trying to accomplish. And so, and what I'm trying to accomplish may be very different from what others are trying to accomplish. So just sort of being tapped into that definitely helps. It's a constant struggle. I can't tell you how tiring it is to hear whatever.
Yeah, it is, you know, but I think it's like you get back up, You just like keep getting back up. And that's what it's like teaching you, that you can keep getting back up and you can keep going. And, you know, I'm 3 years in now, right? 3 years into getting my oils. And I've learned to like work more with people that are working towards me, you know? And when that happens and you have people working more towards you, those are the people you want to work with. Those are the people you want to grow with, and stop latching on to like people that aren't working towards you, you know, and really, really work with those people. And let me tell you, when I hit Diamond, not all my problems went away. And life isn't as awesome as it's, you know, like there's some things that are great. I mean, it's been fun. It's part of a different group and, you know, financially, you know, things, but I've only, you know, like I'm not still stable at that rank, but I'll tell you, just because you hit that rank does not mean anything. And that's why I think the purpose thing is really important. If you have a purpose, that you're working with a purpose, that's going to drive you and that's going to continue. And, you know, my purpose is to share these oils with the world. And it's also to help women do what I'm doing in creating a business and helping their families live a healthier lifestyle and a more financially free lifestyle, to do the things that they want to do. Like that's my purpose, you know? And that's what I want to do. And so, you know, you think like, oh, you get to this point, everything's going to be great and everything's no problems. No, that doesn't happen. So, but I think when you say what your purpose is, if you have that as like your center, then you're always just going to be working towards that. And that's like the important thing. I think that my purpose was different at the very beginning when I first started. I was just like, I just have some oils for my family. And then I'm like, I want to share them with my friends, you know? And then it got to like, okay, people need these. And then it got to be like, now I want to help other people do what I'm doing, you know? So that's really important to have. And so kind of knowing what's important to you, and everybody's different. Everyone has a different path and a different way and a different thing, you know? But I think like Brene Brown says, everyone wants to feel connected, right? And we're living in a world right now that's like probably the least connected ever. And so it's like the least connected that we've been. So, and what we need is feeling connectedness. So if this is an avenue to like make someone feel connected with you, then I think it's great. And I think that doTERRA is going to do that for a lot of people. It already has. I mean, so that's an amazing aspect that we can do. They can be the avenue to connect with other people that we wouldn't necessarily never have, or we might not have those conversations, you know? That's what I think. Any other thoughts? Jill, Laura, Tiffany.
I always go back to thinking, if you know, you can't take it personal if someone isn't on the same level as we are in thinking, you know, the oils are great to experience. I know they work. Some of my best friends have absolutely no interest in it, but you just have to go back and think. So if you recommend a movie and they say they're not interested in it, we don't think anything of it. You just go, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, you have to approach it the same way. You can't have a personal wound, you know, because of it. You just move on.
Right. And I think like the vulnerability part is putting yourself out there and then being okay with that too, you know, and not everyone's going to like what you have to say. But if someone doesn't like if you have some people not liking what you have to say, well, that means you're kind of making a difference and you're saying some things that make a difference too. Not everyone's going to like what you're going to say. If everyone's like, oh yeah, that's great. Although a lot of people do say that about the oils. Sometimes you might say something that people don't want to hear, you know, and that's okay too, to, you know, not be perfect and want everyone to hear exactly what you need to hear. You know, some people don't want to hear certain things, you know, so it's okay too. So there's this kind of,
it may come around later too.
Yeah. Right. You know, in our hearts, we're like, oh my gosh, we know how much these are going to make a difference. And we know they're going to change lives. And we can see the different things, you know, and I've got people in my family closest to me that don't ever use them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but you can't make that happen. But there are so many people that want to be helped. And there's so many people that are interested. There's so many people that haven't heard of them, that there's a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of work to do out there. So Cindy's thinking, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into here? How about you? Have you shared with anybody yet, or you have thinking about having a class soon, or?
With my closest friends, I've shared with them just what I know. So that's kind of why I keep checking in to learn about it.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Do you have any specific questions for that?
Oh dear. Not really specifically, just kind of learning what all the oils are for and how we can use them.
Right. So I'm sure you got hooked up with Modern Essentials, right? Modern Essentials app or Modern Essentials book.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, good. That's good. And I guess this can lead into maybe what you were asking about, Kelly, some of the different Facebook groups. Now let me kind of explain, and I know Jill has a Facebook group that you're probably in with hers and then in mine. So let me explain. When I first got started, I really wasn't doing the business. So I had enrolled in under people I enrolled with weren't in the business. So Tiffany was like my first person that's above us that had like a Facebook group, right? And so I joined that and I kind of plugged everybody else into that. The Jonesing for education, Jonesing for essential oils. And that was kind of like the main thing. I knew Peggy Smith was my upline. So she had like calls in there. So I was kind of in that group she's our upline. She has like Monday night calls. I don't do much in her group anymore at all. But it's available. But then I started to feel like I needed a group from my group because I wanted to connect with my leaders and I wanted to connect with locals. So I made There's an Oil for that business page, but it was just for my business people. Did not have anything for like customers. And so recently I felt like I'm large enough. I have 1,300 people in my organization. Like I want to have, I don't want to post on my personal page all the time. I'd rather just post on my group page of my friends that are using the oils. And so that's why I created There's an Oil for that, this regular page for all of our customers that you are welcome to put people in or not. And that's just gonna be like, why am I posting something daily, but kind of more of a local, like my team group. And There's an Oil for that. It's just kind of been more my business group. So those are the two groups. And then there's the Jonesing group. And then there's Societas, which is Betsy Holmes' group too. So, if you're an overload of pages, just find out which ones are best for you and then cancel out of the other ones. But just know that like, basically it's going up from me up. And so like, I don't have all the information. I try to share as much as I can with you. I try to keep you updated on things. Tiffany does a really good job of that. And I joined Laura King's because she was my closest upline diamond that was actually doing something. And she had a lot of like mentor calls and different things available that I have found helpful. So I'll share some things about that sometimes too. So there's a lot of Facebook groups is kind of what we're saying. And just kind of find what's good for you and where you'd like to ask questions, but just know that There's an Oil for that. It's going to be where I will always respond to you and I will always find out your answers, questions to things that you have, and so that's me. Jonesing Tiffany's pretty receptive to, my team too, and answering questions too. As you get to the upper groups, if people don't know you, they don't always necessarily respond, not always, but sometimes if you have bigger questions, that's a good place to go where you might not get them within me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. And Jill can help you with that too.
Okay.
So that's my advice with that.
I think it's good separating users and customers from the business.
Yes.
Because it turns them off seeing business stuff if it's something they're not interested in.
Absolutely.
It just takes a little work getting the right people in the right group and then we're set.
Yeah. And that's why I just had the builder page at the time because I was like, I just wanted to connect with my builders personally. And I was doing rewards for my builders. I didn't want to do them for all Tiffany's. And then I just felt the need for a customer group. And that's why I created that. So feel free to put people in that group or just keep them in your own groups. Kelly, you've made your own group. So
I know, but I'm in like 12 other groups. I mean, I'm in like Jonesing Business, yours business, the CEOs, the Abundance, the Team Flight, and I honestly can't see the forest through the trees anymore. So I have to peel off. I'm gonna have to. I think I'll just stay with the business pages, like yours, Tiffany's, and
stay with
CEO.
mine at least.
Yeah, and just be like, I'm done, because I can't. Like, I got into major overload this week and was like panicking.
Yeah, get your oils on and then get your Motivate on. Just delete some, and then you can always get back in. But stay with mine at least, so you know.
I'm just afraid I'll miss something. That's all. I like to be plugged in. Now I'm overplugged.
Yeah, but don't be over.